All right. Welcome everyone back to the HHW Show podcast. And if you notice our delay, well, we're just using a new platform. And of course, when you use something new, right, it takes time to get to know it, right? Exactly. So, with that in mind, welcome everyone to the HHW Show podcast, the hard hitting wrestling show. I'm your host, Obi-Wan. I have our special guest. And that's right, Mr. Kirk is back. Mr. Kirk is going to tell us and educate us everything about business and friendship and his upcoming event of Wrestling with Character, which I always brag about. And you know what? When I brag about something, I got to get that source so that way you can feel it. And I want you to join us on an upcoming show and he's going to tell you more about it. So let's bring him in real quick, along with the rest of my peeps here. We have Frank C, Hector V, and of course, the one and only Mr. Kurt. How's it going?
Ovi. It is so great to be back. Hey, everyone. Hi, Frank.
Hello. Hey,
Oh, boy.
we're back.
Oh, well, that wasn't Frank. Hold on for a second. There we go.
Frank's right here. What's up? We're back.
New platform.
Anyways,
tonight, Ovi. What can go wrong? What can go wrong?
What could go wrong? You know what? It's Frank's therapy that he needs, man, because there's a lot of wrong going on over there in that side. But we'll talk about that at the very end. But Mr. Kurt, my man, I'm gonna start with you, and then of course, like I said, we want to learn more about your experience towards the end, which is part of our takeaway. But you and I, we're going way back to like a year. All right, that was a long time. Then again, I've met you. I've seen you perform with Northeast Wrestling and how everything got introduced to where we lead to Wrestling with Character. 1 full year. Congratulations on your success. Okay, we're going on our 4th show, right? Or 5?
This will be number 6.
Oh my God, number 6 already?
Absolutely.
Oh man. And I've been on all your shows. I lost count, so forgive me on that one. Listen, last show, it was a sellout crowd. And I've seen it develop from the beginning, from the time that you came to the VFW 511 in New Britain, Connecticut, to survey the area, to have your very first show, and to see the crowd grow and grow each time you do this show. It is spectacular. All right. And how is this possible, Mr. Kurt?
Well, first, Ovi, thank you for being a supporter since day one. You and your family have been an integral part of the growth of Wrestling with Character Live, and it actually all started off with the vision, a dream. And you just happened to be there the day that we were surveying the building to see if it was possible to do it in this location. You've been there since day one, which was a concept. It was very difficult to sell a concept to wrestlers, let alone fans. And I think there was a curiosity factor, but people didn't know what to expect. So, like you said, the crowds exponentially grew, and it's word of mouth that's really bringing us together, working with community organizations and having really strong fan base like you, Ovi, and your family. I've heard the kind words you said about Wrestling with Character Live, very appreciative of them, but that's what helps bring more people to the upcoming shows, and hopefully pretty soon we'll be outgrowing the VFW and onto bigger and better things.
Well, I'll be very sad because I know when it comes to the population, that is not a big venue, but it's a great start. And you know, when that time comes, of course, it's going to be sad for our veterans, right? But it's also a good thing to celebrate, right?
Well, who am I kidding? We're always going to have a home there.
Listen, I mean, Hector, Frank, that last event, like I drove in there and there were people already waiting in line. Okay. And the parking lot is huge. And I'm like, oh my God, what are all these people waiting for? Like, did something happen? Was there a fire drill or something? No, they were waiting until the doors open to get in and to blend in with the characters. So, Mr. Kurt, once we go in there, please explain. Like once we walk in, what is it that is different
Oh,
than any other shows?
well, we transform the VFW into a world of the imagination, and I'm there greeting everybody as they walk in. I like to liken it to Disney World. If you've ever been to Disney World, there's some meet and greets going on over here. There's a little show going on over there. It's an interactive meet and greet. It's not your standard sit down at a table like this, take a picture, an autograph. No, there's little skits going on. There's interaction. There's games. We have the craft station. Before you know it, 60 minutes has gone by and you're ready for the show. It is a different type of experience. We don't charge for pictures. We don't charge for autographs with the performers, and it makes memories. Each and every experience is unique, and that's something that we hold to near and dear to our heart at Wrestling with Character Live.
Absolutely. And my kids, they love the arts and crafts. So every time they go in there, they go straight to the back, want to like color their masks and stuff like that. And there's something I want to say thank you. Thank you so much because let me go ahead and display this real quick. So this is June 1st at the VFW 511. You can also check out our website, hhwshow.com, on the homepage where you can see this flyer, and you can click on the image to directly to wrestlingwithcharacterlive.com and order your tickets. So it's at the VFW June 1st in New Britain, Connecticut. So if you're in the local area, by all means, please go ahead and buy them tickets. Go. I'm telling you, it's worth it. And it's also sponsored by the Little League East Hartford. East Hartford Little League. They will be there hosting, helping Mr. Kurt, right? And even them, they're excited because they can't wait to sell tickets and everything else, and just fill up everybody to see this, right?
Well, it
Audience
actually
participation.
benefits them. The East Hartford Little
Yes.
League partial proceeds will go to them, so they're very excited. Tickets are available at Ken's Cards in Berlin. If you've never been there, it is an experience unto its own, and you can actually get your Wrestling with Character Live tickets with no fees there. So I invite everybody to come check out Ken's Cards in Berlin. But yes, big celebration for the East Hartford Little League, and they are pumped.
Yes, indeed. And here's a picture to the left. We had Enzo, which I'm gonna tell you what, when he made his introduction and he saw my kids and myself, we were sporting out the hoodies, and he came and he hugged them, and I never experienced that. My kids never experienced that. And for him to whisper thank you, right? Like it was like, oh my God, it was an honor. Like it was just that different feeling that he took time, knowing that he had an introduction to do, know he's part of the show, and to take a moment just to be him just for a few seconds and then go back out and perform. That speaks louder than volume. I'm telling you, it was awesome.
Well, I know I talked about it way back when I was in here for the very first time, but choosing the right cast is instrumental to the success of Wrestling with Character Live. And Enzo being a really good friend of mine, I know who he really is. And what you just described, those special moments for you and your children, like that wasn't for the audience. That's something they're going to hold near and dear to their hearts forever.
Right.
I used to travel with when Rey Mysterio Jr. would come around. I had the fortune to travel a lot with him. And one of the questions I asked him was, do you remember during his entrances, he would always go face to face with the child and say something to him? Like, what did you say? And he told me like it was something different every time. And he was making those moments that between one-on-one. Now those kids are lifelong fans now. They may not have known, and that's what we're looking for as well. Like, we have different characters that people can relate to. I do a lot of work with children and adults with special needs, and these shows are impactful. These characters are relatable. Like they're forging real connections. Ovi, we put the name tags. We have a crew. My crew. Oh, they're so good. But Everybody has a name tag, kind of like The Price is Right, where we can address your children by their name, and it just adds the extra layer. We have the one camera, obviously, but we're not filming this for television. We're not selling to a hard camera. We want to connect with the people, and that's what makes this different.
Right. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, I'm trying to get Frank up here because I think it benefits him on this show. Right. There's a lot of lessons learned in this show. Frank, I'm telling you, you need to come up here and dive right in because you'll fit in. Believe me. Believe me.
Yeah,
But on
he's
You
a
top
don't
of
get
that,
that sticker. You're gonna get a
fine.
sign that says my name is Frank.
yeah, he's a character, all right.
and you'll fit right in. But you know what, Frank? You're a fan of professional wrestling. Like, you were going to just love the action, and take away all the stuff beforehand. The in-ring action is really good, and it's kind of that old school style. What made you originally fall in love with professional wrestling? So whether you're 6 or 60 and anything in between, you're going to find something on the show that will at least make you smile. And that's one of my favorite parts, is going back,
Absolutely.
watching with Ashley, and she likes to pick out, like, okay, when's that man going to start? Oh, there he goes. He's laughing. Like, we really, and you know what else you don't see a lot of, Ovi? Is this.
What's that? Yes. Yes.
Keep it on the phone.
I mean, you'll get this trying to document the action, but
Oh, absolutely.
very, very little of that. And that's something I hold near and dear to my heart, because I mean, what's more, you got, if you could beat the cell phone, you're doing something right.
Yes. And there's always something going on as soon as you walk in there, because it's almost like the pre-show, right? And then you got the interaction with one, and then the fans are stuck in between, like, oh, what's going on, right? And I like it because you're right. You got the name tags in there, and the characters will call you out. I love it. I love it. I also want to say thank you real quick before we move on to our next segment here. And again, this is our first time using this platform, which is Restream. So special thanks to them. But I've definitely got to figure out these cameras in the bottom. But the picture that you see there, Thomas Santel's craft station, my kids are on it. I was surprised to see myself. That is so unique. I want to say thank you so much for what you've done.
Well, thank you. And, if it was an easy edit, I would have cut you right out of it. But
Hey, what was going on here? What I do?
I'm kidding. We love you, Obi. And I couldn't wait for you to
listen.
see it, because I don't think you saw it at first. I'm like, hey,
No, I didn't. And when you told me, hey, did you see it? I'm like, what's he talking about? Well, you're gonna see what? And then, like, all of a sudden I'm staring at it, still not registering in my head. I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't even see myself. I saw my kids right away. And I'm like telling them, hey, you guys, check this out. And then after we got closer, then I saw myself. And I'm like, oh, I'm part of it too.
I love it too.
Oh,
All right.
You had a smile from ear to ear. How could that not be included? That was one of the funnest projects we've done since we started putting that banner together.
You know what, Kurt? I got a problem. Indirectly, you called me earlier. And now, you're helping, you're doing favors for Ovi. I'm just putting him on things. The heck, you call me old and you're like, oh, here you go, Ovi. Have fun. Your face is on here.
Frank, I'm not sure those exact words came out of my mouth. I think that you and I are, you're youthful, but obviously the energy is just palpable between us right now, Frank. Look at that. Look at that $1 million laugh. It's contagious. It's contagious.
I think we're about to create a match here.
My word!
Right?
Just me.
I think this is a good
The opening match for Backlash. Yeah, I like it.
Oh God, I'm not sure if I can make it the full 20 minutes, even 10 for that matter.
Well, speaking about Backlash, that's coming up this weekend, and this is part of our prediction show. Let me see if I can do this right. Hold on for a second. Here we go. Yeah. Woo, man. Technology these days. What Backlash really stands for is defined as a strong and often negative reaction to a recent event, decisions, or trend, typically from a group of people who feels threatened, opposed, or offended by it. And we're going to use that definition as part of our prediction here. Now, there are different types of backlashes. You have social, political, and culture. But I'm going to add the fourth one here. All right. And that is wrestling entertainment. How is that going to happen? How is that going to play out? And we're going to start off right with the very first show was in 1999. Okay. I know where I was in 1999, and I definitely wasn't in the continent of the United States, but hey, that was part of the job, right? But Backlash was a fallout from WrestleMania, right? The name changed, back and forth. But the very first match was actually during Sunday Night Heat when you had Nicholas Bass, Val Venus. They defeated D'Lo Brown and Ivory. You had Kane versus the Big Boss Man. Oh man. Uh, and then like it was more like at the beginning where they persuaded you to buy the pay-per-view, right? Back then it was before the WWE network. And then the match, the main event was Stone Cold Steve Austin defeating The Rock with Shane McMahon as a special guest referee. So, man, from 1999, fast forward to 2025, wow, like there was so many good matches on the very first one, and it leads us to here with all that history. And but by the way, Mr. Kurt, where were you in 1999? What were you doing in 99?
I started wrestling in 98. So I was wrestling at the time. I recall that pay-per-view. I don't recall the specifics of it, but I may have had a one of those boxes where you were able to access all the pay-per-views. And I certainly had that on VHS. So
well, we can see your background. You probably have it already in your library there. So but hey, this Saturday, one last time for John Cena, Backlash, and he takes on Randy Orton for the Undisputed World Championship. And listen, we know the history between these two superstars. Very fantastic. I mean, I don't even know how many times they fought each other, but every time they did, it was epic. So, with that in mind, who wins this match? But we'll start off the main event here. Who wins this match? And Mr. Kurt, let me know. And of course, we're going to tag along. Like, who do you want to win in this match?
Well, I don't know about you, Ovi, but I'd much rather hear what Frank has for a prediction first.
Oh, yeah. I think somebody knows the playbook already. Yeah. Come on, Frank.
Yeah, wow. Well, actually, I think it's too early to take away the title from John Cena, hands down. And I think John Cena, he is wrestling better, maybe, but he's the champion, and I don't see him losing that title. So I take John Cena.
Okay. All right, Frank. Hector.
Yeah. Look,
Did Hector agree?
I agree that he's going to walk away with that title. I just see it in a different way because something tells me he's going to take a page out of Randy Orton's playbook. History has this way of repeating itself. And these two have history with each other. And Randy Orton has done John Cena dirty before. Okay. So with that being said, John Cena, I don't think is going to be able to out wrestle Randy Orton to where he's going to be able to beat him cleanly. And I do not see anybody coming out to help John Cena as far as outside interference. We've seen that already at WrestleMania, and that was boring. So I'm going out in a limb, and now I'm not talking about, how we usually do extra points and all this crazy stuff. But I'm saying John Cena is walking out with that title, but in a way that he's going to get himself disqualified.
I like your point of view there because I don't know what's in store for John Cena, right? It's unpredictable to see where it's going to go, right? What direction. We know sooner or later he's going to lose that title. Right. I'm making a prediction that John Cena loses that title at SummerSlam because that is his weakest point of his career. He is 5-10 at SummerSlam. Right. Okay. So I would have loved to see this rivalry, this feud carry on all the way to SummerSlam. But there's been rumors. I hate rumors. I try to stay away from them. But Cody Rhodes seems to be the guy to come on back, right? But I don't feel comfortable with that. I do feel comfortable Randy Orton becoming the next champion for the fact of this. If you go back to the end of the what was it? After the Royal Rumble, when he had his speech, he did say that he was going to change things around. And he did say he wants to shake the hand of whoever wins the 18th time. The only person close to it right now, the only active wrestler is Randy Orton. And he's at 14. Okay. Why not Randy Orton win this? I'm not saying that backlash. I got John Cena winning, right? And I agree with you, Hector. I'm gonna carry on your prediction here, but I do see John Cena winning. But for him to cause a disqualification will carry on the feud for the next one.
Right. No, I agree with that. But going back to what you're saying real quick before you go on, why not Randy Orton for one more time? Yes. But Randy Orton getting to 18? No. Randy Orton is at the end of his time. And he is not getting to 18. He is not going to break John Cena's record. And so I don't honestly see that in our lifetime, because the next one after him is, I believe, Roman Reigns. And we got a long way to go, unless you're going to have title change after title change.
Hector,
everybody that wrong.
Hector, you bring up a really good point, but you know what? As you were saying that, something just crossed my mind that never has happened before. Now, you say that Randy Orton's at 14. Now, they count like the Universal Championship and the World Championship like as a world champion. It counts. So if he goes on like a streak between now and SummerSlam and saying, I'm going to win all the championships, he can get up to 17 pretty quickly, no?
Well, John Cena has the Universal Heavyweight title.
So maybe that's the 17th. He can win. He can win. Oh, that's true. Okay. Well,
because he said once he walks away with this title, Randy Orton starts back at 0, which I was kind of puzzled when he said that. Everybody starts back at the beginning.
So is the consensus now that this is not the last match between these two?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't want to believe this is the last match, but what other wrestlers out there that John Cena had history with? The only other person I have is CM Punk.
And but even then,
CM Punk is involved with this storyline. But what if John Cena does carry it all the way to the end of the year and finally meets up with CM Punk? Like you said, history repeats itself.
This is these two have to end it, because this is the end of an era between these two. Because everybody else within their era is no longer around. Mm-hmm. This is the last of a dying breed in 2002 here. And it's crazy to say that that's the last of a dying breed, and we're talking about 23 years ago. That's sad to say that. That's almost an extinction.
It just shows our age. That's all.
Exactly. Yeah, it does. It really does. But now it's time for these.
Kurt's looking left and right.
It's time for these two to end it on the right note with each other and put it to rest. So now, because we are now seeing the new era of the fuse between the Roman Reigns and the Seth Rollins. These are the new Stone Cold Rock. These are the new Hogans and the Macho Mans. These are the new eras of our new generation, our kids' generations, that they're going to see growing up. The battles are going to go on for the next couple of years and maybe a decade from now.
So what you're saying is this could be like a Triple H and the Undertaker match.
That or the Rock and Stone Cold, where they ended each other. They finished. Once they had their last match, that was it. Because we know these two are real life best friends. And what better way to end it by one beating the other, and that's it. No more for each other. It's the best way to go out for business.
So are you saying that this will be their last match, or they're gonna have
no? They'll have another one, to I think Randy Orton will beat him, because Randy Orton ain't going out like that. He is the legend killer, and he said that John Cena is a legend. So that just tells you something.
Yeah, but you know how many times you said somebody a legend and that don't produce? I mean, I don't know. They're both getting at the end. But Mr. Kurt, who are you going for? Who you got winning?
I mean, you're looking at the 17-time world champion. I have trouble thinking that he's going to lose in his first title defense, but I mean, Randy Orton is on fire, always has been. I mean, wow, that RKO he had on Joe Hendry was one of the best things I've ever seen. I'll tell you what. So
that was the funniest segment right there.
Joe Hendry worked everybody. I was working WrestleCon out in Vegas, and WrestleMania starts at 4 on the West Coast. Joe Hendry left at 1 p.m. local time to go to WrestleMania. Had a conversation with me on the way out, and then showed up less than 3 hours later in Mania. He met his full commitment at WrestleCon and was a delight to be around. But I can't see Randy losing either. And what about this? Like, what about Cody? Have we heard from Cody yet?
Funny how you mentioned Cody, because he's pulling the Roman Reigns playbook there.
I mean, he's the former champion. He should be the automatic number 1 contender. Where's his head with all of this? So I agree with everyone that this was probably not the last time these two are wrestling, but I'm not sure who I could pick in this one. It's a coin toss.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kurt, but I cannot accept your answer at this time.
Oh my gosh.
You have
I'm
to
sorry, these headphones aren't working.
Oh no, sir, you have to pick a winner.
All right, we're going Randy Orton by disqualification.
You know what? I'll take that. Book it. It. Yes.
I agree.
All right, let's move on to the other one, because this is part of our takeaway, and not say too much of our ending here. But Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch, to where she looked up to Becky Lynch, her idol, and then all of a sudden she turned her back on her. And now we have a match for the Intercontinental Championship. I'll start first here. I got Lyra Valkyria winning this match. This is the new era, and Becky Lynch had her time, and I think she's picking the wrong fight. And the bigger fight will be later on when Bayley confronts Becky Lynch. And I can see that match without a title match. That's going to happen in the near future. Frank?
I'm on the fence.
I'm sorry, Frank. That answer is not acceptable.
Got him. No.
You are Cuban, so you get off the fence.
I'm sorry. I'm actually. Am I on a boat or am I swimming? Which one?
I don't know. You choose.
All right, so I'm kind of in the water right now on this one. Then is that better there, Hector?
In the water.
I'm gonna say on this, Becky's woken up a very angry Lyra Valkyria right now. She got pissed off the other day and kind of went at her. So I think Lyra is gonna take this one. Is what I say.
Hector.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer, man. I like Lyra Valkyria to win this match. I like the fact that, we're getting to honestly getting to hear her talk a lot more on the mic now. Because she's champion, she needs to be doing a lot more of that. And because of this little feud, she's doing that. And so it goes to show that her mic skills are good, and kudos to her. She lasted 24 hours as a 2-belt champion before losing it. So yeah, kudos to that. But I got Lyra to win this. I really do like this chick. I mean, she's young and she's going to be champion for a whole minute. I like it.
All right. Mr. Kurt.
Well, I'm going to have to go against everyone here and go with Becky on this one. I think, Frank, you might have said that her time is past. I don't think so. I think
No, I never said her time is past. We could actually rewind the tape, but I know I didn't say her time has passed. That's what you should
denial. Thank God for replay.
Things are kicking in, kicking out. I don't know what's going on here, but Becky, I think you want to talk about the veteran, and she's going to show the student and the one that looked up to her why she is the proverbial man.
I'm surprised that you said that, knowing that Lyra Valkyria did defeat her for the NXT Championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember it. Do you? You obviously do, but I think going in, Becky's hot off of her return off WrestleMania. She's fresh. She's ready to go, and I think there's big things in store for her.
I love it. I love it. I love how we got a little difference in there. I love it. And speaking about this, I love this even more. It's a fatal 4-way between Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, LA Knight, and the United States champion Jacob Fatu. I love Jacob Fatu. I love how he is wrestling. I like him more wrestling, and then of course his attitude and that little mics that he got, those little bites that he puts in there. I gotta be looking up all these phrases. What that mean? What that mean? I gotta get my Urban Dictionary out. All right. But I'm liking how these four, the way they're going to collide in that ring, a fatal 4-way. That title will not change. Here's the stipulation, everyone. I'm picking Jacob Fatu, but I'm picking him to pin Drew McIntyre. Who is your winner, and who is that winner going to pin to win? Frank?
I got Jacob Fatu, and he's going to pin LA Knight.
Hector?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all gas, no brakes.
Well, I'm glad that you're over there. I don't have to smell your gas. All right. So put the brakes over there.
No, I think I know Fatu's going to win, but I think he's going to pin Drew McIntyre. I think that's going to be contributed because of Damian Priest. So that feud can continue on between those two.
The assist. You had to add the assist in there.
Yes, I'm going to add the assist.
Right. Okay. Ooh, all right, Mr. Kurt.
Well, again, I'm going to go against everybody here. And I mean, I agree. Jacob Fatu is incredible. The hottest thing going right now. But what we haven't discussed is in a fatal 4-way, he loses the championship advantage. He does not have to be involved in the decision, the pinfall, or the submission to lose the championship. Now, Jacob Fatu does not need a championship. Drew McIntyre, he was an obvious choice, but I'm going to go with either LA Knight or Damian Priest pinning each other. Come out of it, because you can still come out of that hot with Drew and Jacob Fatu. You talked about the assist, but you look at your Damian Priest, you look at your LA Knights, they could really use the belt championship and help propel them to the next level.
So
LA Knight is a 2-time United States champion. Drew Damian Priest hasn't been a U.S. champ, right?
Are you asking me?
I think he was on Raw.
I think he was.
He beat Finn Balor, I believe.
Oh, okay. So I like how Kurt tried to put two answers into one.
Yeah.
So again, so you know what?
I got give him LA Knight because that was the first choice.
So who are you going with, LA Knight or Damian Priest?
LA Knight. Yeah.
There you go. Look at that.
Yeah. All right, but I still think that if Jacob Fatu was ever to lose that belt, Solo Sikoa has to be involved. And I said that last time. But I feel like you ever see the tension between them two gets, weirder and weirder every week?
It does.
Yeah. So, there's something boiling there, and sooner or later it's going to explode.
Well, Ovi, you brought up a good point, because these matches, these fatal 4-ways are no disqualification. Solo could be involved.
And to Kurt's point, it does protect Jacob, because he has not lost a one-on-one singles match. His losses either became tag teams, triple threats, or whatever the case may be. So if he was to lose, it would not discredit his record, because of his singles record. He'll still be undefeated in that aspect. But if anything, it would go to LA Knight, because with Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, there's no love lost there. They got unfinished business.
Right.
But I think with Jacob Fatu right now, the hottest commodity there is, winning that title, and he's somewhat emulating what Umaga did with the Intercontinental title. I think he's elevating that level by his uncle. So I think that's why he's going to win this, and he's becoming a fan favorite all of a sudden.
Yeah. Yes.
People are drawing attraction to him, especially when he gives that side eye to Solo, because he making me laugh when he looked at him.
Thanks to Solo, that's why the people love him. Yeah, absolutely. All right. The Intercontinental Championship between Dominic Mysterio and Cero Melo. Bam! Penta, baby. I'm going for Penta. I know that Dominic Mysterio just got the title, but just as he got the title, that he could easily lose it. And I know that the Judgment Day is going to have some involvement. And then Penta, you know what? Chad Gable is getting involved in this. And like, there's a lot going on in this match.
Who's getting involved?
Chad Gable, because he's the Americano.
No.
Yes.
El Grande Americano may be involved.
You know what? It could be both.
Frank, smarten him up, please.
But I want Penta to win, because not only have I talked to Penta before, who's a great guy, by the way, but it just, I don't know. I got no real reason, just because I'm a fan of Penta. So I'm going to go with Penta all the way. Scratch all them reasons. Give me Penta for the victory, Frank. Let's go.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you like this. I completely
tell me how it is.
That Penta is on a hot streak.
Always been.
He has that Cero Miedo stuff that he does. All right. For some reason, it's super catchy.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And everybody loves it. All right. And I think that Dom was just the interim champion, as I'm going to put it, because Penta's been coming for that. And I think that it doesn't matter who he goes against, he's gonna win that title. Doesn't matter. Dominic has the whole Judgment team behind him or the whole WWE behind him. Penta's on a hot streak. He's gonna take it.
All right.
When you say hot streak, what hot streak is he on?
He's on a fan
tamales, jalapenos. I mean,
Takis.
Because he lost at WrestleMania.
So. That's fine, but you know what? But he hasn't. Just because he lost. I mean, look, you could be on a hot streak and still lose. All right, he's still like.
But that wasn't a singles competition, though.
Right, exactly.
But a loss is a loss. You did not.
But that didn't hurt him.
Right? He wasn't pinned?
So it's okay for Jacob Fatu to lose in his fatal 4-way, but as soon as Penta loses in his 4-way, it's ruining his streak. Now, see, if we apply the same logic, Penta is prime for this one-on-one match. But man, how is he going to get by Dirty Dom? I mean, he always finds a way. I mean, but this guy's the ladies' man extraordinary. Gotta go with Dirty Dom, and I love Penta.
All right. But I could see a war being created here. You know, WWE is working with the AAA, right? And Alberto Del Rio has been signed with the WWE. So I don't know how he's going to fit into the picture, which is one of my favorite superstars, my favorite heel from back then. But imagine if a lot of people show up for this match. I could see a war going on here. And no one's talking about these signings that's coming up, but it could be a lot more than just Judgment Day involved in this match.
Maybe Rey Fenix will come in and help him.
Doubt it. He's in SmackDown. I don't think he'll interfere on Raw. That's just my opinion.
Ovi's right, but the only way he will interfere is if Chad Gable or Americano Starbucks.
Americano. Let's get it right. Yeah. A Gran Americano.
Because
Gran Americano.
Yeah, because Mr. Starbucks did cheat to beat Phoenix at WrestleMania, and that was Raw versus SmackDown at that point. So, if he was to show up in this match with his mask on, I could see Phoenix coming in to intervene to help his brother.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
But then yet you still got the Judgment Day to help Dirty Dom. So I'm taking Dirty Dom to win this match over Penta.
Mm-hmm. All right. Hey, I respect that. I like
Penta. I like
Penta. Penta has the most wins so far of all the WWE superstars in year 2025. But he'll like, yeah.
He's eventually going to win that title. We could agree on that, right? He's eventually going to win that.
I think it's going to go so close, it's going to be forgotten, and we might wait till 2026 for him to win the Intercontinental Championship.
I mean, I see Dirty Dom having a run with this belt that would liken that to the Honky Tonk Man back in 1988. I mean, we could have 2-3 years easy with Dirty Dom.
No, I'm sorry. He's not beating Gunther's record. I don't think so.
I mean, how can you compare the physical stature of Gunther to Dirty Dom? I mean, Dirty Dom.
Any comparisons? Oh, Dominic.
If Dominic goes that far, then the Ultimo Americano is going to come out and take it. I don't know. Whatever. Oh, Lordy.
Oh, speaking about Gunther, that's another match that's going to take place. And it's definitely with Pat McAfee. And I'm going for Gunther. I'm sorry. I know Pat McAfee, he has momentum coming into this match, right? We've seen him in action before. He could wrestle, but we're talking about Gunther. And if Gunther falls down on this, I don't know how we devalue him. This guy's talented. He is the game changer. He is a professional herenar inside that ring. And I don't doubt it. I mean, I'm good for that you standing up, but that doesn't mean because you stand up against someone, you're always going to win. Sometimes you stand up, you're still going to lose. But I have to respect them for standing up for Michael Cole, right? But I'm going for Gunther. He's going to take this win. Something else, something more might happen. I don't know. But as far as this one, Gunther got this. He's going to seal the deal. Frank?
Yeah, I don't see how a non-active wrestler or a commentator, let's put it that way, could go ahead and beat Gunther. I mean, we just kind of briefed up on his title run, right? On his Intercontinental title. So I don't think Pat McAfee could do what he says he's gonna do. I don't think that his mouth is gonna cash that check.
He's gonna sleep. He's gonna sleep with that check.
He's going night again.
Hector?
If you're the type of person that's going to eliminate yourself in a Royal Rumble because you don't want to deal with a superstar, then what makes you think you're going to face off in the ring against the ring general and think you're going to survive? The only thing he did right was take him on the mic skills, and that's all he did. Come Saturday, he's going to sleep. Get this man a sleep number bed and a pillow because he's going night-night.
Sleep apnea check.
For real. Pat is going to get punted through the field goal post.
Oh, boy.
Give me Gunther.
I think you guys are forgetting that Pat McAfee is an NFL star. Like, he made it in the National Football League. Granted, it was as a punter, and he's, was
a kicker.
Was never part of any of the contact, but he made it to the NFL. So he is an athlete. I've seen him have wars with Austin Theory. Very impressive. Adam Cole, very impressive. But Gunther, man, he's going to find out what those chops feel like. And I think for the first time today, we're going to agree with everyone that he's going to go to sleep and Gunther will get his hand raised. But the most important thing is that Pat McAfee tries.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this match, NFL stands for not for long. He ain't going to last that long.
Duly noted. I love it. I love it. But there's another match that I know for a fact. I know I'm not going crazy. that they were trying to promote for Backlash, and is not officially listed in Backlash, and that was for the World Heavyweight Championship, Jey Uso versus Logan Paul. So that's mystery right there, and it's gonna be a great match. Don't get me wrong, but I think Jey Uso also has to watch his back because Seth Rollins is wanting that title. So we're not going to predict on what's happening here because it's not official yet. I'm still surprised it's not listed, but just keep in mind that potentially that could be a match in the near future. But other than that, check out our website, hhwshow.com. There's a lot of fantasy matchups, fantasy tournaments. We're finishing up. Well, actually, we did finish with the women's side of the house. Becky Lynch ended up winning that tournament of the WrestleMania World Cup, but we're starting another one with the men's, and that will start on Monday. And it is the WWE Fantasy Hall of Fame World Cup. And you got to check it out. Go on hhwshow.com, find out the results because the knockout stage is already set. It was done, and the top 16 Hall of Famers are going to go at it starting Monday, May 12th. So stay tuned for that.
This is fantastic. This is the first I'm hearing of it.
Yeah.
I love that you do this. I mean, like, look, the world's a crazy place, and the one thing, you know, we're four of us are in four different locations, but you know what brings us together? Professional wrestling. Yes. I mean, Frank, I love you, but I don't know if we would have a relationship outside of professional wrestling. But the fact that, Ovi, you provide a platform where folks, strangers, can get together and compete against each other. It was something fun, fantastic. I'm in. I'm signing up as soon as we get done with the show.
I appreciate it, Mr. Curter. Thank you so much. And we're speaking about friendship and everything else. It's going to lead us to our next takeaway here, and that is loyalty. All right. I wrote a blog about no loyalty in the ring, and it's the WWE's latest storyline that exposes the harsh truth about ambition. And I know Hector has a lot to say before the show started, and he'll get his time. But Mr. Kurt, you have so much experience, so many different promotions that you've been participating in or that belong to, right? And we would like to hear your part. But before we get started, we're gonna get started. It leads to this hard truth. There's no loyalty in the ring. Just look at the recent betrayals of Becky Lynch attacked Lyra Valkyria after WrestleMania, losing the tag team titles. She went crazy on Lyra. Okay. Randy Orton confronted John Cena over respect. Andrade exposed Santo Escobar with the lack of honor. And then the list goes on and on and on. And it seems like that is the theme that the WWE is going in that direction. Okay. What is loyalty? What is the respect? How can you mix business, or can I say, can you mix business with friendship?
You absolutely shouldn't when it comes to the professional wrestling business. I mean, you're seeing it now with everybody. I mean, here's the bottom line. Wrestling is cool again. We are witnessing record crowds, record numbers, viewership through the roof. Folks are going to do anything they have to do in order to make it to the top. Fortunately, it echoes life sometimes, or often imitates life. But you want to get to the top, sometimes you got to knock your friend off. And that happens in front of the camera, happens behind the camera. And it's professional wrestling, and it's an unfortunate truth. But at the end of the day, the only person you can truly trust is that individual who looks back at you when you look into that mirror. I mean, I've been around a long time, and now, can you be friends in the business? Sure. But Ovi, how do you define friendship?
Well, friendship is like the brotherhood. And I could say that Frank and Hector, we've known each other for over two decades. right? To be where we at. But our friends is a little bit different because it's not about stabbing each other. It's about protecting one another because we put our lives on the line. And for many of the new viewers, we are Army veterans and we put our life on the line every time we get the word when we need to deploy and stuff like that. And so we always need each other. You know, we bond as brothers, as saying that you're my brother from another mother, right? Because whenever we are down, one of them is picking me up. And then when they're down, you know, it kind of like rotates in different aspects to where we come together, right? Now, I'm not a professional wrestler, but I do understand when it comes to stabbing someone in the back because besides putting your life on the line, you want to try to get promoted. Well, you got to show that you have what it takes. And sometimes you always got those gossips. So they're, oh, he did this, he did that, right? And there's always that virus that gets in the way and prevents one to try to move up in the world, to try to succeed, right? Because someone want to get past you. Some people want to cheat corners. And believe me that I've seen it all, right? But is it worth it though? Honestly, is it worth it? Is it worth the happiness? Is it worth the glory? I don't know, Mr. Kurt. I mean, again, in the wrestling business, is it worth it?
Well, I'm glad that you brought up the differences between, you know, the brotherhood that the three of you have because of where you served and what you've done together. Professional wrestling does not respect, you know, like you guys put your lives on the line. Now, wrestlers, I mean, you know, the cliche, put their lives on the line when they get in the ring, not like you did.
Mm-hmm.
So it is an individual sport compared to the camaraderie of a unit of a brigade. You know what I mean? Like there's a camaraderie there where again, wrestling and sports entertainment is that individual. It's me against the world. Now you ask the question: is it worth it? Listen, everybody's got to make the decisions and live with the decisions that they make. We're all adults here. It's easy to say it's worth it at the time. Money, fame, glory. But 5 years from now, 10 years from now, did you make the right decision? Well, only time's going to tell. I've seen it all in wrestling. You talk about, you know, it's as old as time itself that there's been backstabbing in professional wrestling. Not going to stop. We haven't witnessed the end of it. Going to keep going and probably more so. But the is it worth it question, that's up to the individual who does the acts. And then they have to live with that. And I've made mistakes. I say it all the time that I've made a lot of mistakes. I just don't make the same mistake twice. It's a good way to live on it because I can look in the mirror and I can say that all the sacrifices I made, any relationships that were harmed in the process of the 27 years I've been involved with this, today at 46 years old, I can say it was worth it because you know what? I don't stab people in the back. I'm very straightforward and didn't get me very far, but I can look at myself in the mirror at the end of the day and be proud of my accomplishments.
And indeed, I've witnessed your accomplishment with Wrestling with Character Live, and I can't wait till June 1st, where I'm gonna see another outstanding show. I know it's going to be outstanding.
Ovi,
you got
have no
Enzo
idea.
coming back, which is even better.
And I'm gonna drop a big announcement here on the Hard Hitting Podcast. Okay, not only is Enzo coming back, but Enzo, his opponent has been selected. Ovi, I can tell you it's somebody you've never seen live before. This individual is coming legitimately from Ireland. He's coming to the East Coast for a short amount of time. You may have heard of him. His name is Liamo. If you haven't, put it into your Google machine. Liamo is from Finn Balor's school, trains with Finn, and is ready to show the world what he's capable of. And he has some select dates. He's working the Awesome Championship Wrestling at the MJN Center, taking on Leo Sparrow. And then 2 weeks later, he's working for Wrestling with Character Him and Enzo were very close, and Enzo was instrumental in making this happen. So, Ovi, you are going to see a match that is going to blow your mind.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Breaking news. I love it. This is our first breaking news.
Awesome.
Hector, right? First breaking news from Mr. Kurt himself.
Awesome.
Oh, man. I can't wait. Yes. Thank you so much.
Love it.
Wow. I'm loving it already.
Not only that, you're going to see some new characters debut. We have several other surprises in store. And Enzo is he's so excited to come back because it's fun. Right. Like I don't know if you know. I mean, over you're there. I mean, all the wrestlers stay. Like, nobody's leaving. You know what I mean? Like exactly. they've been paid. They just enjoy the hanging out with the kids afterwards. I mean, you saw the Dirty Dog wrestling team there. They were so into it, and it just provides you and your family and Dave and his friends in the front row. You guys provide such an atmosphere that how could you not have fun?
Right. Speaking about that, you might have some future superstars there. I mean, I've seen those two kids doing the raffle tickets, and they had some dance moves, and someone got some wrestling moves there. I think you got something brewing over there.
I turned my back for a second, and one of them shot a double leg and took somebody down in the ring. I'm like, uh-oh. Yeah. And then I saw these incredible dance moves. So Frank and Hector, we have Shockwave, the dancing robot. Now he is he is just a proprietor of making people feel happy, and he's often bringing people to dance, and the evil Professor Spite is always trying to undermine him, but in the end good always prevails, and Shockwave the robot always has a dance party afterwards. And Ovi, I think I saw you doing the chicken dance. I don't know, I'm right about that, am I not?
I was trying to get those little ones next to me to go out there, but they were so timid. I was like, it's okay, you could do it, but they didn't want to believe me. So hopefully next time they believe me to go out there and dance with the robot. But it was pretty awesome.
Where else but Wrestling with Character Live can you have 2.5 minutes of the chicken dance playing and the crowd not leave? I know I was gassed during it.
Wow.
I tell you what, when they do come up and visit, and hopefully it'll be the window where you do your show, I'm already have them front row tickets to check it out. As a matter of fact, I've already got front row tickets to see. I'm gonna have 20 more tickets because I'm gonna purchase 20 more tickets. So those of you that are listening, you gotta message me on the website hhwshow.com. If you want them tickets, all you gotta do is send me a message with your information, and I got you. And it's also part of the Little League baseball, which we're helping on sponsor, and we're fundraising. There's a lot, especially these kids from Pee Wee League all the way up to the Junior League. And it's remarkable because this is the first time this year our numbers went over 300 athletes. We have over 300 baseball players, both boys and girls. So not only just baseball, but also softball. So it's awesome. All right. This is the year that is booming, and we continue to develop. And it was a perfect time to go with you, Mr. Kurt, with Wrestling with Characters. So everything's falling into place, and I appreciate it.
No, we appreciate making this handshake happen between Wrestling with Character Live and the East Hartford Little League. And we've worked with the president and a few other folks over there, and they're excited. And we're excited. And it is going to be a show like you've seen them all, Ovi. This one will be the best one yet. We can guarantee it.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Hector, Frank, any last words before I give it to Kurt?
Thank you, Kurt.
No, speechless.
You helped me behave.
Well, thank you, guys. and I have to commend your fantastic behavior. I mean, I didn't hear one curse word come from you. I mean, I think you only threw 2 or 3 objects this particular show, which is way down from what I've seen in the past. I'd like to think I bring out the best in you, Frank. Thank you for letting me be part of your show.
Thank you for being here.
But this has been fantastic. I'd like to invite everyone to check out our Instagram at Wrestling with Character Live. You can check out wrestlingwithcharacterlive.com, where you can see pictures and order tickets for the upcoming show. It is June 1st. It's Sunday afternoon. We'll be at the VFW Post 511 in New Britain, Connecticut. Plenty of parking there. We got parking over at the park and down the street. Ovi, you've been to all of them. We're saving the best for this one. We got Enzo, the real one, taking on Liamo, and so many more. We got Wrecking Ball, Swish, Armada, Shockwave, all your favorite stars. Tickets start at only $15. They're available at wrestlingwithcharacterlive.com, or you can stop in over at Ken's Cards in Berlin, Connecticut. Save the online fees, 27 Mill Street. But we're excited. Everything's going as planned, and this is going to be the biggest one yet. I can't wait.
And for the local area in East Hartford, Connecticut, you can check us out Saturday, starting at 9:00 a.m. all the way through mid-afternoon. We'll be selling tickets at the concession stand at Gorman Park. You'll check us out. Awesome games. And I'm telling you what, the major leagues there in Little League are amazing. I mean, these guys are looking like professionals. I can't say for my juniors yet, but we're getting there. We're getting to that level. But
I had the opportunity to watch
awesome.
them last week, and there is some fantastic ball being played there. Like the athleticism and the talent level is incredible, and I can't wait to be part of the games. I think I'm going to see you there on Saturday.
Hey, I can't wait. I'll be there doing the press box before my 12 o'clock game with the juniors as they take on Glastonbury. Thank you so much, Mr. Kurt, for everything that you do. Once again, check out my website, hhwshow.com. We got the link to Wrestling with Character Live and so much more. Thank you for joining. Until next time, you gotta love some wrestling, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, know what I mean?